Good morning, Pflugerville, and dear people of Pflugerville. This is addressed to those who truly respect me, like me. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm having morning outflow. This won't take long. Uh, I, I battened the hatches yesterday. I made my plans. I actually have a reserved storage unit, and at this moment in time, I know that that's actually a very exhaustive loading trip, unloading, another trip to the ER because I'm not going to bother one of your ambulances. I can walk a little bit, but I need to be able to walk to the ER and have mental clarity because I'm about to face many people barking questions at me endlessly. Like, why didn't you come in earlier? Please, I made my storage plans. They're in my phone. It's not like I've been delinquent in taking care of my responsibilities for what little property I have and paying a very large sum of money to do that. I'm about to start hemorrhaging cash, and I've decided to go ahead and just leave my wheelchair with my blankets that I use to elevate my hips to the proper height. It's got to be knee level or higher. Doctor's orders since 1970. I know it's not going to look pretty. I have no idea how long I'll be gone. If y'all wish to, will contact my friend Kendall, has my permission. Kendall Vincent has my permission to remove it to his property. I'll try to text him sometime in the near future. He may not be up for hours. I'm planning to launch right and go. I was going to go about an hour later, but I think as soon as a morning report and shift change is over and they do the morning rounds, I should be able to get in there around 8, 8:30. 8 would probably be a good time for me. That's not too far away. So, to the dear people of Pflugerville, you know how much I was talking about keeping my space clean, and today I have to leave something behind because I simply am physically unable to. That's trip up to the public storage place up near whatever it is, 145 or whatever it's to Wickham. I have it pinned on my Google Maps. I'm not trying to dump any garbage on you and stuff. It'll look pretty neat when I leave, and who knows? It might not be gangrene. It looks like gangrene. It don't smell like gangrene. Please understand. I've delayed because it's not meeting all the criteria, but it certainly looks like it now, and it looks like 2 spots. So I might have to have a couple chunks cut out of me. And I'm just asking and begging the patience of the people of Pflugerville, maybe give a few days for a friend of mine to come and collect my property. And if not, if you have to remove it, please store it for me somewhere. I'll pay you the storage fees to Pflugerville PD or somebody. If your Pflugerville PD's headquarters is only about 5,000 feet away. And I'm just trying to beg your forgiveness that I had it all under control, but I just need to spare my strength to deal with the doctors. I need to take my morning medication. I'm about to be under a barrage of questions, insults, harassment, and stuff, and me having to tell doctors that, no, you can't give me that drug. You can't. I have to exercise my lawful right to reject certain medications because it will either blind me or cause all kind of problems. I've even worried about the food. I go there with 1 can of tinned beef in my pocket, or in my go bag. That's all I'm taking is my go bag. There will be no toxic or dangerous items or anything in my duffel bag. I'm going to leave my ditch bag where it is, firmly attached to my wheelchair. And Pflugerville is not a city of thieves like in Austin. Please, I've been charging my spare battery at one particular location for almost 4.5 months. Nobody's ever even, I think one person did, but I'm not but sure the gender of that person is. You know what I mean? That's actually is clearly getting a disability check for that same thing. Oh gosh. So, in brief, to the good people of Pflugerville that have not offended me yet, and I have not returned their offense with my defense of their misbehaviors. Please try to be careful, because I have limited resources, and the wheelchair belongs to me. It's not an inexpensive item to replace. It's ain't happening. That's really, well, actually, if things go sideways at the hospital, they'll have to give me what my insurer will pay for. I've been entitled since February to a power chair in St. David's. I will name them, because them and another hospital, I don't even want to talk about. So this is just a simple, brief request. Sorry, I've had my morning cup of coffee to clear my throat. I actually was uploading a video. Cancel it. Blah. Don't care. I'm in a real, I have to be mentally ready to face questions from people who won't let me answer the question, won't give me another maybe 4 seconds to finish the answer before they got their next question. I know the medical system well. I think during COVID, they got a little out of control in regards to their practice of medicine. It can be most assaultive and abrasive, and often won't let the patient fully, because I know how to answer, I know how to present to a doctor, I know how to answer the questions. If you don't give me that extra 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds to answer it fully, you'll ask me 20 more questions, which I have to go, no, I was trying to tell you. I've done this literally 1,000,000 times this year. I'm sick and tired of it. That's a Texas phrase to my English Australian viewers, Canadian viewers. Please, Pflugerville, right now, literally, the eyes on 3 continents are watching you. Please respect my property. The fact that, as I want to say this at the end, America, as a Judeo-Christian country, in one nation under God, you have failed me. You have failed me in your biblical obligations. I'm 70 years old. I'm crippled. I have no roof over my head. If this were England, it wouldn't be happening. You may not like England, but you know what? England does take care of their people. They'd be immediately housed. So, America has failed me. You good Christians, and even addressing the Jewish community, which I'm really not a member of. You really have to be. You have failed me. America has failed me in its obligations. Because I'm creeping up on 9 minutes. England used to have the poorhouse. Indoors, kind of whether you do labor. That's how. And in Texas, we had, in my county, it's clearly marked, Poor Farm Road, where you went, and those able-bodied, it was kind of like what I talked about in my past videos. It was kind of like the H.G. Wells Labor Company, my solution to homelessness and all sorts of other things. You went to the poor farm. Actually, the hanging tree wasn't too far away to remind people to behave yourself. You're not going to be really supervised here much. Grow your own vegetables. There's some chickens and stuff, and you're going to do your own. The ones that are able to are going to do their own cooking and cook for everybody else. There was a system in the past that took care of things, and now there's really nothing. And yet it eats trillions of dollars worth of taxpayer money every year, and the most weak and vulnerable in society are not taken care of unless they have a child in their possession, all you pedophiles. Yeah, you ought to see what's going on up in Maine with their child services. So, That's it. It's a simple request that you respect my property. If you have to dispose of it, say la vie. If not, give my friend Kendall a few days to come collect it. And that's all I got to say. And happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever, Boxing Day, Happy New Year's. Don't know if I'll ever see you again, because every time you go under general anesthesia, there's a high risk of death because it's technically a controlled lethal overdose is really what it is, of gases and drugs. Although hopefully only light anesthesia will be needed. I need to take my medication and calm down and be ready for the barrage as I step into the operating theater, the theater of war, for these demigods who actually, y'all really pumped up their power and their ego. Heroes, our healthcare heroes during COVID. Please, I'm not going to speak my mind on COVID because most people are uneducated, and the social media and the media would not let those of us who know better talk about such things as the Delta 32 mutations, which I carry. I have a superior immune system. COVID was not a threat to me. Never wore a mask. Have no fear of it. I am a scientist and a biologist. If I was afraid of germs, I wouldn't be messing around with them all the time. I'm keeping my vocabulary clean here. Anyway, that's it. Sun's coming up. I'm at the first cup of coffee. I put a little bit too much sugar in it. Makes me not want to have the second. Anyway, I want to thank the kind people of this area who stopped and just chatted with me and gotten to know me a little bit. I've really enjoyed that. They weren't trying to convert me. They just wanted to get to know me. And I really appreciate that. But I want to remind you, you have both a legal and especially a moral, biblical obligation to me, in which really has totally failed. It's not for me trying to, any failure of mine. It's the fact that this part of Pflugerville is still within Travis County, and I would fall under their social work system, which is, as you know, is completely defunct. Doesn't really. I'm going to leave it right there. This is too long anyway. It's going to leave it at a magic 13 minutes.